Hey everyone, we're into it, engine replacement, and I'm talking to everybody, including Les. Okay, on this one, we're about to take the bonnet off. Got the worker here doing the work, removing the struts. Obviously, it's a two-person job. All the nuts are loose. I can't hold a camera and keep helping him with this, so it's very difficult to do a video. We'll put in some videos and do what we can with a bit of information, try and get a bunch of videos, either public or VIP group, not sure really. And there's a lot of work to do. We're going to be here working on this for, 2 or 3 days, 2 people. So that amount of hours to try and put into a video, it would be just absolute chaos, to be honest. There's a lot of work. Basically, get in the VIP group, add your injector replacement job with your manifold clean, to your turbo replacement, to your radiator replacement, to your BFE job, to your thermostat replacement. All of that will take care of the top, bottom, left and right and front, and then you're left with what seems like is not much, but there's still plenty of work to do, depending if there's complications with nuts and things like that. So I'll give you the tip. First thing you do now on an old car is start spraying all the bolts that you think might be rusty and tight and hard to get off. Typically exhaust nuts and bolts and gaskets, but I've got to put this phone down right now because these clips are about to pop like a Pop-Tart, and I need to catch the bonnet. This is your video, right? The bonnet's off. Okay, these are the steps. If you're going to replace an engine on a Prado or a Hilux, it's going to vary a lot. This one's been messed with. So the first thing we've had to do is go to the boxes of bits and pieces, which is time consuming, and sort of have a look at what nuts and bolts are there, because if things are missing, like you can see here, the valve cover, there's one bolt off, one bolt on. So I don't know if they did the compression test at the glow plugs or the valve cover, and if they did it at the injectors, why did they put the injectors and valve cover and sit it back on? Maybe to seal it up, but then they didn't seal up the turbo, and there's all this, Anyway, we've got to get this radiator cover off first, get the windscreen wipers off, unclip all this, take that off so it's all in the injector. Basically start your injector job, getting all this stuff at the top. Your airbox is already gone, but airbox, batteries, both batteries have got to go. As you can see, that one's gone. We've got to get rid of this chip. Next thing I'll do is get the side cutters and start cutting the zip ties and get rid of that Steinbauer chip. Unplug it, and it can just sit there, whatever. We're not going to go any further than unplugging this. It goes in between the injectors and the injector wiring. Rubbish, as I said in other videos, can cause problems. Basically, start pulling stuff off. Anything that gets a bit... you need to be confident and practiced in working on vehicles to do an engine replacement. You can't just be, I haven't done this before. Les, I reckon you're all over it anyway. You could take care of it. I'll try and put some videos together. But I don't think you're going to need to replace your engine anyway. So relax, everybody relax. This is rare. Just get rid of your remap, get rid of your tune, get rid of your chip. Make sure you've got fresh injectors from me. That way you avoid the pitfalls of remanufactured, counterfeit, all that sort of thing. And if you're overseas, obviously you got to do what you got to do. I'm sorry, I can't help you with that. Different injectors for different vehicles in Australia to other countries, different Euro and emission controls. It's just different pipes. It's too hard to get it right every time, and we don't always have the parts available in Australia for the overseas models. But the VIP group, all the videos on the YouTube channel, being in that community with other people. If you were doing an engine, there's people that have done engines, you could post up, hey, how do you get to this? And someone would probably reply and give you some help. So yeah, start spraying your turbo bolts on the dump pipe and exhaust and stuff like that. Those are your typical rusty, hard to get off bolts on any vehicle. The ones on the manifold here are generally pretty okay to get off. That can come off after we get the engine out, as long as the other bolts go to plan. If it doesn't, some cars we can fit the dump pipe past lifting it out. If not, we can take the manifold and the turbo off here. Different things happen depending on what complications there are. They're not new cars anymore. They've been around sitting in the environment. 10, 15, 20 years old, and you never know what you're going to come across. So when these Toyota guys, they should watch the videos, because instead of just unbolting all of this and just leaving it hanging, all they've got to do is remove the yellow and the pink vacuum line and just get this thing out of the way, right? So what I've got to do now and reconfirm that most of the nuts and bolts aren't missing. I mean, 1 or 2 we can find, but we've had situations where bolts are missing and they're unique, e.g. the fuel return line bolt that goes in the outside of the head there, when they go a bit further and pull more stuff off, and they've done that before. The more they take off, the more they charge you, I guess, and they're there to chase the money. So one of the difficult jobs on a 150 Prado can be getting to the radiator mounting bolts, depending what the bull bar setup is on the vehicle can be a real pain to get through to those bolts, where generally on the 120 it's pretty easy, straightforward. So pick apart was in the back of the vehicle here. Some bits and pieces I've already sorted out, emptied the boxes. We've got one bolt missing there, not a big deal. The bolts for the airbox are there. We've got the dual second battery out. I've sorted out all these nuts and bolts and sort of gone, yep, that's that. We sort of think we're okay, but we'll work it out as we get a bit further. As we take everything off, we've got to think, is that component there? Are the bolts with it? So anyway, that's a bit of a problem when it's in pieces, but this one's not too bad. Yeah, you get the drift, get all this out, you know, you can give it a bit of a clean, you know. It just adds so much work to the job doing an engine, because you just see all these things where you go, I could clean this, I could clean that. Where does it end? I could spend an hour cleaning all that out. But I think the owners of the vehicles really need to notice what's going on here, where I say last of the best, and look after it and watch the videos and don't miss them, because leaving debris like this built up, see how deep that is, right? That's just absolutely ridiculous. That's not looking after the vehicle. That's just going to rust out underneath there. And you're spending all this money for a vehicle to have a big rust hole in behind there. It's going to be expensive and hard to fix if it happens. So I'll do a bit of cleaning this out now. That'll waste another 15 minutes, but it's going to be up to the owner of the vehicle to come back, watch the videos in the injector replacement and revisit this and remove all this windscreen wipers and shroud, clean it all out properly and put it back together properly, because we just haven't budget time for all the little add-on things. So we're going to take care of this really well and everything related to that. And speaking related to that, when you replace an engine, you should seriously consider replacing the radiator, which we're doing on this one. You can see, try and get the light the right way, but you can just see how old it is, right? I mean, these, it's not broken yet, so it's a good giveaway for someone, whatever. There's no point keeping it as a spare or anything like that, because you've got a new one and you don't need it. There's been nothing wrong with this one for 10 years. So you put a new one in it every about 15 years. You're not going to put this one back in. You may as well just let me give it to someone, but you can keep it if you like. Bada bing, bada boom. See, all down there. Hasn't had the BFE job done. I wonder why. You know, we've got chips, we've got towing and overdrive. We've probably got the original injectors, which I'm not blaming, but thermostat could be sticking and lack of airflow to the cooling system because of bull bars, big spotlights, winches, winch ropes. It all just reduces the flow, and then you've got all the debris. Let's get the light on. See if you can see down there. See all that crap? It's very difficult to see, but there's a lot of fluff and crap, all sorts of stuff down there. I can tell you it'll be reducing the airflow through that radiator by at least 50%, at least 50%. So you can clean a lot of it out. Again, you'll just pay an hour of my cleaning time, and you still haven't got a new radiator, which is why for, you know, $500, $600, whatever it is, a new radiator goes in, and that's good for your warranty on your engine. In case there was any issues, then you could say, yeah, new radiator went in, new turbo. Turbo's done some cases as well. That's worth keeping for a sell it to someone and recover some money. Giveaway for someone that's less fortunate, a cheap turbo, whatever the case may be. We've got a few there. All the engines we do, generally everybody says, yep, just keep it and do that, sort it out. And I'll make a bit of an allowance to recover some money, not much, because I don't know when I'm going to sell it, or if I'm going to give it away, or what's going to happen, to be quite honest. Just yesterday I gave away some K-on bash plates and diff drop worth probably $1,500. You know, sometimes you just do that, you know. You just go, yep, I'm okay. Let's just help out somebody else. Anyway, heaps of work to do. It's going to take days, and can't really hold a camera here while doing it. So I'm going to pack this one up. Say thanks for asking. I'll try and do some more videos. They'll just be short, but it's not going to be full detail engine replacement video at this stage, because luckily we don't need to replace too many engines. And I'm going to put some gloves on and start doing some work. Catch you on the next video. Hope you understand. I gave you some info, including a bit hard to make a full detailed video. Thanks.